And good morning and welcome to the VSA Capital 5-Minute Morning Miner on Wednesday, the 30th of November. It's the last day of November. Tomorrow we start December. You can all get your advent calendars out tonight. You got an advent calendar, Paul?
Yes, we do. We sure do.
Very good. Right, we didn't do a podcast yesterday because obviously we were holding the Aquis Showcase event and Britain's Got Aquis competition. There were two mining clients in the Britain's Got Aquis competition. There was Tectonic Gold and Guanajuato Silver. Guanajuato Silver actually did win its round and got to the final. James Anderson gave a fantastic presentation, actually very upbeat. Unfortunately, he didn't win in the final, mainly because I think the four judges find mining a difficult sector. Having said that, I think what really did come across was how quickly James has taken assets and put them back into production. So one of the judges did say to me, there's a few places he'd love to see James actually working to put mines back into production very quickly. Anyway, that was yesterday. Let's turn to today. Obviously, you're up at Mines and Money again, aren't you, Paul?
I sure am. Yes, that's for sure. And awfully busy schedule too.
Good. Well, hopefully meeting some good companies. What do you want to mention this morning in terms of news flow?
Well, we already have Guanajuato Silver, and they put a press release out this morning here for Q3 and 9-month production results. Record production here, 700,000 equivalent ounces in the quarter, which is up 107% quarter on quarter, again because of the putting assets back into production here from that acquisition from Great Panther. Cash costs were down by 19% as a result at $13.86 per silver equivalent ounce, and all-in sustaining costs also down by a similar percentage to $19.53. Cash on hand at $6.4 million, and they did have a significant cost increase per ton, and that's because they have added one project, specifically where the operating Topia mine, where the mining widths are much narrower, so the actual costs are higher, and they do need to put some additional work in at Topia in order to reduce the wall rock dilution. They did have a significant loss over the period, which you would expect, I would say, because of bringing old sites into production with those attributable startup costs. But I would say that those losses will switch over to profits in due course in coming months as they get the startup costs behind them and get into regular steady state production on these.
I mean, we're marketing them as well at the moment, so if anybody wants to know more on that, then do let us know. What else caught your eye, Paul?
Well, we also had news out from Greatland Gold. People that have been long-term retail shareholders of Greatland Gold would remember their assets called Fire Tower and Warranina, and they have made a deal in order to exit Tasmania with those assets going over to Flynn Gold. Flynn Gold being an ASX early stage company doing early stage exploration across Tasmania. So that's a little bit of a legacy change on Greatland Gold's part, as they will focus only on exploration projects in Australia now.
Okay, it's a sort of a small thing, but Makanga Resources also, they released their financial statements at management discussion, don't they? Which they do. It goes up on CDAR.
Yeah, they didn't put those numbers out on the press release itself, and instead have provided links into the SEDAR filing because they are dual listed on the TSX. So those are the formalized accounts which get pointed to SEDAR. So just have a look there.
Okay, anything else you want to quickly mention, Paul?
Well, people, of course, remember the merger of Elemental and Altus back here this last several months ago, and Elemental Altus also as a royalty company now putting out 3 and 9 month statements. Record adjusted revenues of 3.4 million because they've added a couple of different portfolio assets into the revenue generating category, such as the Ming mine royalty in Newfoundland and the Mercedes gold mine in Mexico. So definitely looking much stronger and more sustainable now on the operating side of Elemental Altus.
Yeah, look, obviously it was a sensible merger. But of course, it has left UK shareholders because Altus was listed in the UK stranded somewhat because most of them own TSX stock. Actually, what they should do, of course, is dual list on the Aquis exchange, which we can do for a very pragmatic price. It's very easy in the same way that we did for Guanajuato Silver. And that would actually solve the issue for all of their UK shareholders and get them a London following. So if you're listening, Elemental Altus, and if you're not, why not? That is what you should do. Actually, I do know that we've already suggested it to you, but do come in and talk to us and we can do it very quickly for you and keep all your shareholders happy. And we do like happy shareholders. Paul, I'll let you get on and go to Mines and Money, and we'll talk again tomorrow, and you can maybe tell us what your top tips were from Mines and Money.
Very good, shall do.